Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful and, let's be honest, dazzling empires in all of history, the Mughal Empire. For more than 300 years, they didn't just rule the Indian subcontinent, they completely transformed it, leaving behind a legacy that we can still see and feel today. But to really get it, you have to go back to the very beginning.
Right. When I say Mughal Empire, you probably picture the Taj Mahal. It's iconic. But that incredible monument is the result of a long story. So the real question is, who started it all? Who was the guy that lit the fuse on an empire so grand it could create something like that? And here he is. It all started with this one man, Babur. Now get this, he was a descendant of both Timur, or Tamerlane, and Genghis Khan. Talk about a powerhouse lineage. With that kind of ancestry, you can bet he had sky-high ambitions, and in the early 1500s, he turned his attention to the incredible wealth of India.
Okay, that first date you see, 1526, that is the absolute game changer. At the First Battle of Panipat, Babur's army was tiny compared to the massive forces of the Sultan of Delhi. But, and this is huge, Babur had a secret weapon: gunpowder, cannons, artillery. This was brand new for warfare in India. And that one single battle, that one technological advantage, just shattered the old order. It was enough to seize control of Delhi and Agra, the heartland of northern India. Just like that, the foundation was laid.
But, starting an empire is one thing. Making it last? That's a whole different ballgame. After Babur, a line of incredible rulers, who we now call the Great Mughals, stepped up to forge what would become a true golden age. But it definitely wasn't a smooth ride. I mean, it was almost over before it really got going. Babur's own son, Humayun, actually got kicked out of India. He lost the throne and spent 15 years in exile. It just goes to show you how fragile this whole new enterprise was. He did eventually fight his way back, but wow, what a shaky start. The person who really locked things down was Humayun's son, Akbar, who became emperor when he was just 13 years old. 13! And he was a political genius. He knew ruling by force wasn't enough, so he championed religious tolerance. He got rid of the jizya, which was this hated tax on non-Muslims, and he even tried to create a new faith to bring everyone together. This was how he built a truly unified empire. Oh, and he also rolled out this brilliant administrative system that became the empire's backbone for centuries. So, all the stability that Akbar created, well, that laid the groundwork for an unbelievable explosion of art and culture. And it was his grandson, Shah Jahan, who really took that to the next level, becoming the ultimate sponsor of the arts and bringing the empire's splendor to its absolute peak. And this is what that peak looked like. Shah Jahan was obsessed with building, and thank goodness he was, because his reign gave us the monuments we all know and love. The Taj Mahal, of course, a breathtaking tomb for his wife, the massive, powerful Red Fort in Delhi, the gorgeous Jama Masjid. This was the Mughal Empire at its most beautiful, its most confident. So how in the world did they manage such a gigantic, diverse empire? It wasn't just winning battles. The Mughals built this incredibly sophisticated imperial machine that kept the whole thing running. And this was the engine of that machine, the system Akbar introduced. The Mansabdari system was pure genius. Think of it like this. Every single official, military or not, was given a rank, a mansab. That rank decided their pay and, this is the clever part, exactly how many soldiers and horses they had to have ready for the emperor at a moment's notice. It basically turned the entire nobility into a well-organized, loyal military and administrative class. And the Mughal genius wasn't just about spreadsheets and armies. They oversaw this incredible cultural blending. You had Persian as the language of the court, Islam as the state religion, but everything, the art, the food, the fashion, was this vibrant, beautiful mix of Persian, Islamic, and local Indian traditions. That synthesis is maybe their greatest legacy of all.
But as we know, what goes up must come down. Every great empire hits its highest point, and for the Mughals, that peak also marked the start of a long, painful decline, all under their last great and probably most controversial emperor.
Now, under Shah Jahan's son, Aurangzeb, the empire literally grew to its largest size ever. I mean, look at that number, 2 million square miles. That's nearly the entire Indian subcontinent. On paper, the empire had never been stronger, but stretching that far came at a massive, massive cost. This slide right here really tells the whole story. It's a tale of two emperors. Where his great-grandfather Akbar had used tolerance to bring people together, Aurangzeb, who was a deeply devout Muslim, did the opposite. He brought back stricter Islamic law and reversed a lot of those inclusive policies. And while he was a master military strategist, his rigid religious views pushed huge parts of the population away, sparking constant rebellions that just bled the empire dry. So after Aurangzeb died in 1707, the center just couldn't hold anymore. The whole thing started to crack and break apart. But even in its decline, the empire's influence would continue to echo for centuries. So what exactly went wrong? Well, it was like a domino effect. First, Aurangzeb's endless wars left the empire flat broke. Then you had a string of weak emperors who just couldn't command the same authority. That created a huge power vacuum, and powerful governors and nobles thought, hey, why not run my own show? They broke away, forming their own little kingdoms, which made it all the easier for European powers, especially the British, to move in. So after all that, what are we left with? Well, beyond the jaw-dropping architecture, they were the first to create a real sense of political unity across these incredibly diverse regions. They cooked up that amazing cultural blend that you can still taste in the food and hear in the languages of India today. And their systems of government were so good that they were copied for centuries, even by the British. From Babur's risky invasion to the stunning beauty of the Taj Mahal to the complicated reign of Aurangzeb, the Mughal story is just one of incredible highs and unbelievable lows. Which brings me to one last question for you to think about. When you look around the world today, what part of this epic 300-year legacy do you think we see the most?